Welcome back to the Frith Guild podcast. I'm your host, Eric.
And I'm co-host Scott.
And today we'll be going over chapters 26 through 30 of World Serpent Arcanist. Before we get started, I want to remind everybody that the second bestiary the Kickstarter will be going on right now as we are talking. I believe the end date for that is October the 22nd of 2024. And if anybody would like to jump on that Kickstarter, I know Shammy did also say that there's enough people that do the Kickstarter that she'll send out everybody a Nickel and Rizzle plushie. So I want Nickel and Rizzle plushie. I know, Scott.
I don't think it needs to be said. Like, I want my own little Rizzle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we get enough, there's even a Luther plushie. So, like, there are possibilities here. So, and if you did not get the first bestiary, you can order it through the second Kickstarter as well. So you're not missing out on a book in the. So that leads us into chapter 30, Island Farewells. Volke has already cemented his name into the history books as being a badass. Now he can inadvertently saved hundreds from the plague because of Vethica. Because he got the plague, therefore they needed a Kepra. So like it's one of those like butterfly effect things.
It is. Add it to the list.
The song's gonna be like an hour long by this point.
It's a ballad at this point.
It is. For being such a rush to find the World Serpent, though, they do really take quite a lot of time to leave Ruma.
But again, what's one day?
Right. Well, look, Volke and Addie spend 5 hours at her mom's house, and you can't really say that they're resupplying. I appreciate the stop in Ruma. I do. I love having that stop. Kind of shitty that he didn't get to see Gravedigger William. But 5 hours at his mom's house. Then they go back, sleep on the turtle the day that they're supposed to cast out. Then they get attacked. Now they're there for an extra day. Like, shouldn't we kind of get moving along here? Like,
and the island's not that big. Like, there's not really that many supplies to get. I guess you could get some like salted meat and some biscuits for Zaxxas, but
for a snack pouch.
Put in a snack pouch.
Well, and I mean, I know Eventide gives her blessings for the trees so that way they grow faster and everything so they can use lumber. She has gold leaves so that way they can import whatever they can't grow to fix things. But it felt like they took a long time.
It really does. And like, I appreciate Eventide's like help, but if you're the people on the island, are you kind of thinking like, if you didn't show up,
maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Like, they didn't really come here for us. They kind of came here for you.
So Luther ends up actually staying in Volke's room while Volke was recovering. Volke finally goes back, and lo and behold, Luther is brooding in Volke's room, staying in the window, silhouetted. Basically, he's there just to pass information to Ilya, to other people, kind of just trying to let them know he's okay. I am kind of surprised that Ilya didn't just kind of bust into the infirmary, because it's Ilya.
I thought so as well. I thought she would have. Aviana can sneak in, but Ilya kind of can too, because she can teleport. So, a little surprising.
I mean, I guess maybe she's maturing. That could be.
Maybe she is.
So, Volke does get summoned by Guildmaster Eventide back onto the Isle of Ruma. As we mentioned earlier, the Frith Guild is basically going to do whatever they can to help fix the town and make things right with the citizens. They end up crowding all the citizens, basically tell everybody what happened, what's going on. And they started yelling about all the things, and Volke did save people. So there was people yelling about how he kind of was the reason why that was there. But in my headcanon here, I imagine that the few mentions of this, that Volke is supposed to be exiled. There was people yelling this still. Volke was supposed to be exiled. Why isn't he exiled? I just imagine that Schoolmaster Tyms is sitting there like throwing out different voices.
Just heckling him to no end.
Like sneaking around like, yeah, he's not even supposed to be here. Running to a different spot. And now, Nicklin, of course, is just basking in the applause of being the sidekick's sidekick, or however that works out to be. And he does graciously accept the offer of being the island's mascot, which I think is perfect.
Amazing.
Zelfree gave us a quote that is relatively useful in that arcanists like you give people hope. Hope that they can change their places in life. Hope that when there's trouble, someone will step up to meet it. Hope that not everyone is corrupted by their life circumstances or power or revenge. Basically, a man can change his stars, going from a gravedigger's apprentice to a true form nightmare arcanist. And Volke is also very much like, I'm just doing my job. I don't know why everybody's like applauding me, but I just I did what I'm supposed to, okay?
That's what the heroes do.
Exactly. And even though Tyms gave Volke this like haphazard, like, oh, you're not exiled anymore. I'm like, okay, like, let's move on. I bet you he's somewhere in the background just crying his eyes out because Tyms can't be bullying Volke anymore. Like, Volke has made amends with everybody. It's all good now. And with that ends chapter 30 of this episode. All right, with that, we're going to end this week's episode. We do also want to thank everybody for listening. Just a quick reminder, we have a few dates as far as releases go. So again, Labyrinth Arcanist will be releasing December 10th of 2024. Again, the second Kickstarter begins September 25th, and then it will run through October 21st. So just remember that. Again, if you didn't get the first book in the bestiary, you're still able to get it now, and I want the Nickelin plushies.
Buy your Kickstarters.
So, right.
Do it for the plushie.
Sorry, Shabby. Love the book. I want the plushie.
Eric, Scott, and I want to thank everyone for listening today. We post a new episode every Wednesday morning at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, and 8 Pacific Standard Time. We are on all podcasting platforms and are also on YouTube as well for video. After the additional episode airs, we post chapter-by-chapter videos every day in a smaller, easier-to-digest format. We do want to give a special shout-out to the final member of our team, Dan Mackison, one of the admins for the Frith Chronicles Wiki, link listed below, and doing his best to keep everything running smoothly behind the scenes. If you want to reach out to us, you could email us at frithguildpod@gmail.com or on Facebook or any other social media by searching for Frith Guild Podcast. Just to remind everybody, we have links to everything in the description below on both the podcast and YouTube. Scott, do you have anything else you want to add this week?
No, just looking forward to diving into Nexus games.
Thank y'all for listening. Let's catch you next week.